Roll call, please.
Each member is acknowledging that they are attending the meeting via Zoom and that they are located in Wayne County, Michigan, unless otherwise stated when I call your name. Commissioner Killeen,
I'm here.
Commissioner Dobb,
Here.
Commissioner Clark-Coleman,
Here.
Commissioner Kniezek,
Here.
Chair Basham.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Next item, please.
B, Chair's remarks.
None for the meeting. Thank you.
C, approval of the September 8th, 2021 meeting minutes.
Move approval.
Okay, I got a motion. Can I get support?
I'm supporting that.
Okay, it's been moved, supported, in discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. All those opposed? I'm sorry. All those opposed? I'm getting ahead of myself here. Nobody opposes. Okay, the ayes have it. Next item.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
Okay, next item.
Item 1, under new business, communication from Marcella Cora, Wayne County Legislative Auditor General, forwarding a copy of the Office of Legislative Auditor General's Financial Assessment Limited Review Report for the Health Choice of Michigan audited financial statements for the fiscal years ended September 30, 2020 and 2019.
Okay, I'd like to welcome Ms. Cora, our Auditor General, her staff, and her guests. And Ms. Cora, please proceed. If you could introduce them and we'll move forward.
Marcy Cora, Auditor General, and if staff could introduce themselves.
Mike Cisnowski, Audit Manager.
Andrew Ray, Principal Senior Auditor.
I believe we have representatives from Health Choice on with us, if they could introduce themselves.
This is Eddie Fakori from the department. I just received an email from Chris Johnson, who's having problems connecting with audio. Chris Johnson, the director for the division. Myself, Eddie Fakori, the director of administration for the department. And I believe we have Carolyn Baker, who's also.
Yes, Eddie, I'm here as well. My name is Carolyn Baker. I'm Chief Operating Officer here at Health, Human and Veteran Services. Melita Jordan cannot make it. She's addressing an emergency right now. So she told us to join the call on her behalf.
Okay, thank you.
This is Chris Johnson. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm calling from my cell. So this is Chris
Yes.
Johnson. I'm the Division Director of Access to Care and also the Executive Director of Health Choice of Michigan.
Right.
Well,
What you have before you today, this is our Office of Legislative Auditor General's Financial Assessment Limited Review Report for the Health Choice of Michigan financial statements ended for the fiscal year September 30th, 2020 and 2019. We hadn't done this financial assessment limited review in some time, so we thought it was pertinent that we do this assessment. So that is what is before you today. And Andrew Ray will go through the presentation, and I have it for the screen. If Sherelle will let me share the screen.
You can share it now.
Thank you. Everybody can see it?
it's coming up.
Yeah.
There we go.
There it is.
Okay. Hey, Andrew, you can begin your presentation.
Okay. Yep.
Good morning. Beginning with the background on page number 2 of the OAG report. Health Choice of Michigan was formed by the County of Wayne under the Municipal Health Corporation Act of 1987 on January 30th, 1992 to manage a healthcare program benefiting employers of the county businesses that are unable to provide healthcare benefits to their employers. The corporation started its operation in May of 1999. The corporation administers the program in conjunction with Access to Care, a unit of the county which provides the personnel and administrative support to manage the program. The total cost of the support for the year ended September 30th, 2020 and 2019 was $586,044 and $655,043 respectively, of which $236,044 and $71,043 was outstanding as of September 30th, 2020 and 2019 accordingly. For financial reporting purposes, the corporation is a legal unit separate from the County of Wayne, Michigan. The financial statements of the corporation will be incorporated in the financial statements of the county as a component unit. Regarding external reports and letters, Health Choice of Michigan received an unmodified opinion on the audited financial statements for the corporation for the fiscal year ended September 30th, 2020 and 2019 from Allen C. Young and Associates, the independent external auditor. An unmodified opinion is issued when the external auditors conclude the financial statements taken as a whole are presented fairly in all material respects, the financial position of the entity in accordance with the generally accepted accounting principles. It is the best type of opinion an entity may receive from an external auditor. A report on internal controls over financial reporting and on compliance and other matters based on an audit of financial statements performed in accordance with government auditing standards. The report identified no deficiencies in internal controls that are considered material weakness or no instances of non-compliance or other matters that would be required to be reported under government auditing standards. A communication letter required under AU-C 260 to those charged with governance and other comments and recommendations. In this communication, the auditors stated that they became aware of certain deficiencies in internal control other than significant deficiencies or material weaknesses, and other matters that are opportunities for strengthening internal controls and operating efficiency as described below. This section refers to the reserves portion of the report found on page 3. The condition observed: when the corporation pays a network provider, it withholds a certain agreed upon percentage up to a contractually agreed upon amount to be used in case of bankruptcy or insolvency of the network provider, or a chronic or other failure of the network provider to timely and appropriately reimburse the providers of services rendered to the enrollees. According to the contract agreements with its network providers, the corporation should maintain the balance in a reserve fund bank account. The corporation shall pay the reserve fund deposits to the bank within 5 business days after it pays the network providers the corresponding payment. During the audit, a few occurrences were noted where the deposit to the reserve fund was made more than 5 business days after the corresponding payment to the network providers was made. In addition, it was noted that the corporation continued to withhold a percentage of the payment of a network provider for the reserve fund for several months after the reserve balance had reached the agreed upon limit based on the contract with the network provider. The corporation subsequently dispersed the excess reserve withheld to the network provider. The recommendation was as follows: the corporation establish a process to ensure that the deposits in the reserve fund are made within 5 business days after it pays the network providers the corresponding payment as per the contractual agreement. Further, the corporation should review the reserve fund balance for each network provider when calculating their monthly disbursement to ensure that it does not withhold from the network provider reserves in excess of their agreed upon reserve limit. This will ensure full compliance with the contractual agreements with the network providers. Moving on to the financial highlights. Total assets as of September 30th, 2020 were approximately 15.9 million and were comprised of mostly of cash and cash equivalents. This is an increase in assets from 2019 of approximately 19%. This increase is primarily due to a boost in cash and cash equivalents and investments. Total liabilities were approximately 4.1 million as of September 30th, 2020, an increase from the prior year of approximately 0.3 million or approximately 8%. Net position increased by 2,191,219 or 23% from $9,668,667 as of September 30th, 2019 to $11,859,886 as of September 30th, 2020. Operating revenues increased by 2.7% from the year ended September 30th, 2019 to the year ended September 30th, 2020, with an approximately 1% increase in operating expenses. The net operating income increased by approximately 20% from 1.8 million as of September 20th, 2019 to 2.2 million as of September 30th, 2020. For the year ended September 30th, 2020, the corporation's actual operating revenues were under final budgeted revenues by approximately 383,000. The corporation's operating expenditures were approximately 604,000 below budgeted levels. Also highlighted economic factors. Health Choice of Michigan experienced a decrease in enrollment in the second half of fiscal year 2020. The loss was due to the COVID-19 pandemic that forced many small businesses to close for significant periods of time. The small business sector has been one of the hardest hit areas during the pandemic. Even with the loss, Health Choice's enrollment was higher at the end of the fiscal year 19 through 20 compared to the end of the previous fiscal year 18 and 19. It is expected that small businesses will continue to struggle as the pandemic persists into 2021. Health Choice is anticipating continued fluctuations in enrollment. Regarding restitution income, during the fiscal years ended September 30th, 2020 and 2019, the corporation received previously written off restitution of $498 and $2,085 respectively for the settlement with Health Choice's former executive director. The total restitution ordered by the judge in the case was $1,030,767. The corporation considers the collectability of the remaining $592,278 to be highly unlikely. So the remaining balance has been fully reserved, and no net receivable is shown on the statement of net position. Regarding the COVID-19 pandemic, in December 2019, a novel strain of the coronavirus was reported to have surfaced in China. In March 2020, the World Health Organization officially declared this coronavirus outbreak, also referred to as COVID-19, a pandemic. The spread of this virus began to cause some business disruption in the corporation's business. While the disruption is currently expected to be temporary, there is considerable uncertainty around the duration. Therefore, management is carefully monitoring the situation and evaluating its options during this time, and expects the matter to negatively impact its operating results. However, the related financial impact in duration cannot be reasonably estimated at this time. No adjustments have been made to these financial statements because of this uncertainty. Our conclusion recommendation: based on our limited review, nothing came to our attention that caused us to believe the financial report, including the audited financial statements of Health Choice of Michigan, are not presented in conformity with generally accepted accounting principles. It is our recommendation that the OAG's financial assessment, limited review report of the Health Choice of Michigan financial statements for fiscal year ended September 30th, 2020, be forwarded to the Wayne County Commission for receiving and filing. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. I've got a question for like Health Choices. Have you actually implemented a process to ensure that the deposits in the reserve fund are made within 5 business days after you pay the network providers?
Yes,
Did I say that right?
I'm sorry. Yes, we've put something in place for that, but right now it's kind of a moot point because all of our providers have since reached their limit of their reserves, so we are no longer taking out any reserves. They've reached their cap.
Good.
But back when the audit was done and the finding was brought to our attention, we did put some internal controls in place so that they were taken out right within the 5 days.
Okay. Is there any questions from commissioners or comments? No, Seth? Okay, anything further from Ms. Cora or her staff?
No, I'd just like to thank the Department of Health, Human and Veteran Services and Health Choice Corporation for their cooperation in completing this financial assessment.
Well, we would too, and thank you guys on both sides there for the auditors and the auditees for your hard work and due diligence. Thank you. Anything further? Okay, can I get a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved by Commissioner Coleman.
Mark Coleman, yeah.
I recognize the voice, and can I get a second?
I'll support.
That would
Commissioner
be
Dobb.
Commissioner Dobb. Okay, it's moved by Commissioner Coleman, second by Commissioner Dobb. All those in favor, say
Aye.
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 All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item, Madam Clerk.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
There are none.
Public
Next item.
comments.
Is there anybody from the public that would like to comment? Can we unmute everybody? Anybody from the public that would like to comment at this time? Okay, anybody from the public like to comment for the final time? Okay, next item, Madam Clerk.
Adjournment.
Can I get a motion? Well, that was quick. It's been moved and supported to adjourn. Awful quick. Anyway, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. Next item, Madam Clerk. We are adjourned.
Aye.
Bye-bye.
That is it. See you, Ray.